Here is another feedback. I'm gonna play the video once, fully without any commentary, and then I'll scrub through it and give feedback. So the first thing is the things you're doing really well. You have good speed on your punches, good speed on the kicks. You have very good power on the kicks. You're fully rotating the hips into those kicks. You are throwing constant combinations, so it's harder to time you because you're constantly moving and setting up your shots by throwing the jab, jab cross hook, and then you're introducing a kick here and there. So keep doing those things, keep throwing combinations, keep moving around the bag. I like that you're constantly coming into the punching range and then you're moving back out. So that constant movement and constant combinations that you're throwing on the bag with good speed, keep doing that. Now the first thing is your jab. When you throw your jab, you are looping your jabs back down and not bringing your hand back to your chin. So you're throwing the jab straight, but then you can see you're looping, you're putting your jab, you're arcing it way down. So that opens you up to counters. So you want to be careful not looping your jab back down, but bringing it back in a straight line. So you threw it straight and bring it back straight to your chin. And this also helps when you throw your cross. When you throw your cross right here, your jab hand will already be by your chin, protecting your jaw. So throw the jab straight, bring it back straight. Don't loop it down. Also, with your jab, you want to put a little bit more whip behind that jab. Right now you are flicking the jab, you have good speed, and you're touching the bag, but there's no real damage behind that jab. You want to think of using your jab. The type of jab that you are throwing is a snapping jab. You want to be able to land the jab and snap their head back with it. And right now, so far, you're touching the bag, but there's no real damage and effect behind that jab. So drill a little bit more whipping effect. And think of it that when that jab lands, it should snap their head back and cause hesitation. They may not want to continue with their combination. Now, you are using your jab correctly, meaning that you are using it to set up your cross, your jab cross hook. So continue using that jab. It just needs to tighten up a little bit so it has a little bit more authority and you can cause a little bit more damage with that snapping jab. Also, for the cross and the lead hook that you throw, for your body type, you can generate devastating power. And right now, you're not getting full power from your cross and your lead hook because you are punching it more with your arm and shoulder rather than implementing your entire body and the twist and the torque and the rotation. And I go more into depth on how to execute that in the course, so that will help you out. But right now, so far, when you are touching with your cross, only the arm hits it. And you're not getting that full rotation, that full torque. Your right hip should actually be further out, rotating into the bag in order to get more power. So you need to implement and use your hips more with the cross. So it's basically you are going to be twisting your legs, your hips, your upper body, and your hand, your cross, is just a delivery mechanism that uses your entire body to transfer the power into the bag. And also kind of going back to keeping your hand up, once you tighten up your jab, when you throw your cross, bring that jab hand back to your chin so you don't open yourself up for counters. And this right here, you're getting actually a little bit more rotation of the hips on your cross. You just need to drill using your body mechanics a little bit more. And that hook right there is actually you're rotating more right there. That hip movement that you're doing right there, that hip with the lead hook, that's what gives you the power. And actually you're rotating very nicely on the lead leg. But for a lot of the hooks that you're throwing, like right here, you're throwing it just with an arm, and you are extending your hook too far out. You actually need to be a little bit tighter. Think like Mike Tyson when he throws his hooks. He never overextends him and loops him, he uses his entire body and he keeps it very nice and tight. So when you throw your lead hooks, you want to keep your hooks tight and use the body to generate that power instead of using the hand. And again, in the course, in the lead hook video, I go more into depth on how to rotate and deliver that hook properly. So that will help you out as well. But your combinations, I like the jab cross hook combination. You just need to tighten up your mechanics. On the jab, more power on the cross, and proper body mechanics and rotation for the lead hook. And just keep those hands up. Another thing I like that you do is constantly moving in and out. So continue doing that. You're not just standing still on the bag, you are working around the bag. Another thing I noticed is you're not making a proper fist when you are punching the bag. Like right here on the jab, you have your thumb out. You need to put your thumb and tuck it more into underneath your knuckles, like this. And actually I have a video in the course where I show you how to make a proper fist. So actually that will improve your jab and your cross and give you a little bit more power behind it, because right now it looks like both on the jab right here, you have the finger out, as well as on the cross. I can see that thumb right there. So you want to make sure that you are protecting your thumb by tucking into your hand and making a proper fist. So make sure you make that adjustment as well. Your kicks have good power, they have very good speed and snap, and you're using your kicks very well. You're really opening up your hips when you throw them. The one thing I would say about the kicks is, and you're doing this periodically very well, you are setting up your kicks with punches. So do more. There's a really good combination that you throw where you just you flow right into that. Yeah, like right there, you throw a jab, kick right after another. That's a good combination. And you also do another one where you, right there, you throw a jab, cross, low kick. So continue implementing your kicks more within combinations. Try to avoid kicking, especially leg kicks, one at a time. Just a kick by itself, especially to the legs, because they're easily countered with a cross, overhand right, or a hook. So continue setting up your kicks with punches and punches with kicks, and like you're doing many times right here. Those are really good combinations, really nice crisp flow from one to the other. Jab cross, low kick, or cross lead hook, low kick. In addition to avoiding throwing one kick at a time, don't throw more than 2 of the same kicks. There was a moment where you kicked 3 times in a row. For drilling, yeah, that's fine. Like if you're just kind of standing there and you were just drilling your low leg kicks or any other kick, yeah, that's fine. But when you're freestyling like you're doing now, avoid throwing the same punch or the same kick more than 2 times. Otherwise, it's going to become easier to read and easier to time. So minimize the single kicks and don't throw more than 2 of the same kicks or punches. Now, a side note on throwing single kicks. It's okay to throw single kicks as long as they are deliberate and you are attempting to cause damage with that kick. So a single leg kick rarely takes a person out. It's accumulation of them that cause damage. But if you bring up that kick to the head or maybe throw it to the liver, then that single kick without having to set up with punches could take somebody out. So if you are going to throw single kicks, which is okay, just make sure that they could cause damage and would take someone out. Otherwise, of course, set up your kicks with punches and your punches with kicks. Combinations are always going to be the best way to throw your kicks. And the last thing on the kicks, make sure that you are protecting your head as you throw your kick. So your left hand, when you throw a right low leg kick, like you're doing here, keep this hand, the left hand, bring it back to your chin, to your jaw. Your right hand is okay as you're doing it now. Kind of the body mechanics work better when you just let that hand go like you're doing in this moment. And you usually are protected because you're going to be leaning back with a kick, and your right shoulder will often protect you and defend you. But just bring your left hand back to your chin, to your jaw. And same thing for when you throw a left low leg kick. Bring the right hand back to your chin. And just keep your hands a little bit tighter on the kicks. Because like I said, the counters for a kick, for a low roundhouse or a high roundhouse on either side is just doing a straight cross. And you see this often. When somebody kicks, especially when they do a single kick, the counter will just come in and throw a straight right. Other than that, you're doing really well. You have good speed, you have good snap. Keep working, keeping your hands up. Work the jab, get more power on the cross and the hook. Drill those. The course will help you to get the proper body mechanics. Your body type can generate devastating power. So begin to work and implement in some of that power, because you already have good speed. And continue moving around the bag, continue using your full work like you are now. Implement more combinations with your kicks like you are doing in some of the exchanges, and keep up the great work.